That just goes into. Okay. Dave? Where do you want to go once we do that first solo thing? Do you want to just open it up for F blues?
Yeah, it's just F blues.
And then where do we come back in?
Then what I'll do is there's a shot.
Sweet V.
All it is just some kicks. Should I get my other shot? Is it on the other page? No, I just show it to you. Well, yeah.
Do I need to write anything down, or is it just blues? Somebody in the recording booth to do this. This is Brian, the bass player. Can somebody bring me a pencil, please?
Bop, bop, bop. So it's all upbeat eights on that last bar. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Great.
Beautiful, man. Thank
You the man.
Hey, you the man.
No, you the man.
No, you the man.
I hate to ask somebody in the booth. Can somebody bring me a pencil, please? This is the bass player speaking. Thank you so much, darling. I so appreciate it. Mr. Benoit, Maestro Benoit.
Yes, sir.
I have a couple questions on some notes.
Okay.
Starting on the C sharp.
I'm actually not playing that.
Oh, because I can play that with you. Do that if you want. If not, I'll just play A's or stay out of your way.
No, try playing that because I'm actually doing a little different part than what's written.
I mean,
there.
so it'd be like like
It was just parallel it. So,
right. Oh, that's F natural. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. DS Alcoda. So
DS. Where might that DS be?
DS. Where the fuck is it? Let's see. Oh, it's down on the bottom of 16, so you might want to make it bigger.
Oh boy.
And then you have to take the coda.
And the coda would be.
That'd be skip over to 19. Down at the bottom.
Where does it? I'm looking for the coda sign though. Where's the coda sign?
I mean, to jump to the coda,
Yeah, when you take the DS to page 16, where's the sign? Where is the coda sign? There it is.
Right
18 and a half.
Yeah, right before the 12/8 bar there. Yeah. I haven't actually ever used this chart. I just learned it, so I'm kind of getting myself familiar with it as we speak.
Dave?
Yes. Any other questions before I put my
why don't
headphones on?
you want to take it, because where it starts really getting interesting, do you want to take it at right at the sign?
Sign's where, that's the real,
Yeah.
bearer of the tune. Yeah, I liked you doubling the left hand. I think that sounded great.
Yeah,
And I need all the
I'm
help
gonna
I can
need
get.
to work on that just a taste.
No,
Okay,
yeah, that's cool. We can shred it for a little bit.
All right, cool. Take it right on the sign.
Right on the sign. Okay. Where are we? Sign. Okay. Okay.
16.
Here we go.
You know, down right where it gets funky.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that's so weird. How about just 1, 2, 3, 4? Ah.
So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait a second. Don't.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's how you count it.
Can we do it again, just a little slower?
Sure.
Where are we at?
At the
sign.
At the sign.
It's page 16. It's like in the middle of the chart, down at the bottom. Ready?
Okay.
A little slower.
All right.
Tempo de Luna.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
A little faster. 1, 2, 3, 1.
Blues.
Oh, let's try Jack Horse. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. So after the shot chorus, you're not going to the DS. After the shot chorus, you went back to the top.
Shot chorus. I'm sorry. That was a bit of a confusion on my part because I don't know this particular arrangement that we're reading off of. So I think
Yeah, after on this paper it goes
After the shout chorus, then you just go to the second staff at 19. So you've basically added this 12-bar blues. It's open. Then you move right on to see what I'm talking about? The second stave, the second grand staff on page 19. And then DS. PSL coda.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so after the shout chorus, it's the 9/8 bar on page 19.
Exactly.
Second bar of the page.
The second part. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Got it.
On the first day of the second bar.
No, it's
9/8, yeah.
it's the first bar of the second stave.
After solo.
After solos.
First bar.
Basically, if you look at page 19, and you're looking at the 3 bars up there on top, and after the 3 bars, you just insert a 12-bar blues. It's open, and then you just after that's over with, after the shout chorus, then you're just going down to the next system. It's the second system.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's all.
So basically, after the solos, we come in at NC, right?
No, 2 bars
No,
later.
2 bars later, down on the second staff, there's second system.
No, it wouldn't be.
No, it would be NC. Right?
Yeah, because the other one's 3 bars into the phrase.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, yeah, you're right. The double line, the double bar there. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Why don't we play that just to make sure we're...
Yeah,
it's
no,
cool.
you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. This chart is new to me. So, okay. Yeah, that is correct. So after the 12-bar blues, NC, right there.
After the shout chorus.
After the shout chorus, exactly.
Okay, let's take it. Can we take it right there and end it and just make sure we're all...
Sure.
Now,
Yeah.
where's the coda? Oh, yeah, I see the coda.
You see it? Yeah.
Cool. Want to go from the shout chorus?
Yeah. Let's go from the shout chorus.
Hold on.
When I with this, I know it. When I shave my beard, I don't look like him. Then everybody says I look like Kevin Kline. With the beard, it ages me, and I look like Spielberg. Are you telling me I look like a fly? Is that what you're saying? That's right.
Let's go over the changes on the shout chorus.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what they are.
Yeah,
So
I don't either. So we'll figure it out together here. C minor.
boy, that piano's got a nice low end. Let's try that genre again.
1, 2, 3.
Shit.
A little retired. Actually, but that was up the tempo, what we just did. So there's a retard if, I pretty much do it the same way every time. So once
I'll hit the last note, maybe.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5.
off that if you want, just because it was not on the original. I think they added.
And the essence of cleanliness and the, shall we say, in the lower frequency of the record. I may, instead of doing some of those, like those big jumps, I may just hit anchor notes.
1, 2, 1.
Oh,
I forgot to tell you.
there's 4 bars of piano up front.
Oh, fine.
It's just me at the beginning. You come in 4
That's a
bars
lot easier
later.
to count off.
In fact, you could just start it,
No, I'll
Dave.
just start it, yeah.
That's what I mean.
So you see that little arrow that's penciled in there? That's
I
where you
got you.
start.
After
Yeah.
4.
Okay.
Take it. I thought it said take it. It says tacit.
Lively.
Lively.
180.
With a bounce.
Oh,
With feeling.
Blue
All right,
rondo
here we go.
amateur con gustos. Take one.
Okay. Blue Rondo.
Blue rondo, take one.
There we go.
Should I play those upbeats with you, think? Look at it, man.
Well, it feels like we're on top of it. Honestly, it feels like we should. Maybe
Yeah.
I should take it, but we shouldn't.
I thought you were being a bit adventurous there when you picked that tempo.
Yeah.
but it was cool for a minute there. It was like so tight and so cool. It was like, oh shit,
We can do
some,
this.
you know, something's gonna happen. You know, it's just too cool.
Actually, was swinging pretty good.
It was great.
Pretty uphill there. Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
You got it, man.
I'll split the difference somewhere between where I just did it and where I want to do
You
it.
the man.
All right. Here we go.
Blue rondo, take one.
Potential for a train wreck's
Oh god,
hilarious on this one.
bass track.
Okay, blue rondo, take two.
Bass track brought to you by Brain Fade.
Blue rondo, take one or two. Actually, we haven't done one yet. Take two.
We haven't
Rondo,
done one
take
yet.
two.
was cool. Pops, that was cool. Can I like have that on a DAT to take home?
This is gonna be make a good bus tape if you just.
Oh yeah, right. Buddy Rich, look out.
Yeah, you know.
Oh man, that was deep. All right.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Boy, am I having fun.
I just saw Bromberg, man. He's 81 years old.
We should have done that instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Michael said, can you hear him? Can you hear the talk back?
Well, he doesn't have one of those handheld crank cameras anymore, so it's a lot quieter. Hey,
Blue Rondo out of Turk, take 2. I'm sorry, did you say 4? I blew it. Take 4? Okay. Okay. Rolling. Turk, take 4.
no.
That's not a good thing.
Still take 5.
Okay,
It's take 5, false start.
take 5.
Just go over that, so it'd still take 5. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Dave, obviously you.
Are we rolling?
You rolling? Okay.
Blue Rondo, take 5.
Hi, folks. My name's David.
Brian.
Greg.
These guys have played on more successful records than could possibly be named, and we're lucky to be talking to them. And I know that you're doing some wonderful music right now, direct to 2-track. Tell the people that are watching a little bit what that process is and why it's different from some other ways of recording.
Well, we can't punch in, right?
That's right.
No punching.
No punching, no fixing,
No
no
fixing.
overdubbing.
It's all,
No mistakes.
No
It's just
mistakes.
flawless.
it's all going down live.
That's right.
Does that add a certain tension to the recording, a certain energy?
Yeah. Especially poor Dave over here playing this absolutely gorgeous ballad with this huge, long, incredibly sensitive intro. And if I breathe, it'll ruin his take because it's live. So if I go, that's it. You know. So
if we
it's,
start sounding like a cat.
yeah, if I
Yeah.
make my cat
Don't
noises,
do
it's
that.
over. Yeah, it's very challenging, but it's great. It's
Yeah.
like the old days.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, talking about the old days, since this kind of music and this kind of recording isn't done all that often, what do you think that takes away from today's music? How do you see what's missing from today's music because of that? Is there a certain
Well,
spontaneity? And
You often get to hear people on the radio that really aren't singers and really aren't musicians, but yet they've got Pro Tools that is able to pitch correct and it's able to fix edits for drummers that make them sound in tempo when otherwise they might not be in tempo. Somebody playing upright bass that wouldn't have intonation, chops, all of a sudden it's perfectly intonated. And oftentimes on the radio you hear people that really aren't full-fledged artists that have spent their lives honing their craft. They're just kind of people off the street that maybe got a chance to sing. Hey, come on in, I'm gonna have you sing, and then they fix it all later.
Right.
Or they look good.
They look great. And yeah, the thing is that 30 years ago, I mean, when the red light went on, you had no excuse. You had to be able to play. It kind of that old saying, you have to separate the men from the boys. I mean, you had to play because there was no way you could fix anything. Nowadays, you don't have to be good. It's just like what you're saying. You can edit, you can pitch correct, you can move the time, you can make things feel good. You can literally take performances that never existed in the real world and make them exist in the real world. So what's your incentive to practice 5 hours, 10 hours a day to be a great musician when you don't have to be to sound great? It makes you sweat a little bit because it's like you really got to be able to play, and it's great. It's great.
And I think you're absolutely right. And the other thing is, when you're playing ensemble, you're playing off of people. And I think many times in today's recording environment, it's done sectionally and individually, so that you don't necessarily have 4 or 5 guys sitting there playing. You have maybe a computer,
Yeah.
as part of it,
Or
And you
multi-track
or multi-tracking where you have overdubbing. You've got a guitar player. What's the sense you get from playing collectively?
Well, it's funny. My last album, I used a producer that's a contemporary producer, and we did a lot of it that way in sections. And somebody was asking me, well, what was it like playing with Marc Antoine? I said, I've never met him. And at that point, I had never met the guitar player. I had never met the drummer that had played on my record, because they were brought in by the producer, and maybe I was out on the road. Somebody said, well, I'll bring him in, and this is the way records get done. So this process allows us to play off each other, and like Brian was saying, there's a lot of empathy, because in some sections, if he makes the slightest sound, then it's going to blow the take. Or if I'm playing and I make a big clan, then I got to stop everybody and start again. It's a real challenge, and I think
It's a lot of personal responsibility.
Yeah, it also, I think, really makes you concentrate. You really get focused on the music. I mean, you have to be right in there every second. If there's a second of, if you space out for 1 second, you're lost, and then boom, you got to start all over.
That's right. Lots of
Yeah.
concentration. It's over.
Which way did you like? Did you like doing it in that sectional way, or did you miss something?
I like both ways. This is a lot of fun for me, because I did a lot of my early albums with Jeff Weber in this same manner, and then I think it's good to stay up with the times and learn the different kinds of recording techniques. So I enjoy both things, but I suppose as a jazz musician, I still prefer doing it this way. It's a lot of fun.
The jokes are a lot better too. You can't.
The outtakes are killer. That's right. You can't look at this guy though when you're waiting for.
I try to make him laugh.
It's like, don't look at Greg.
See, Brian's got he's
I'll
got
start laughing.
a direct signal going on his upright, but he's also got this mic that is so hot just to pick up all his little finger sounds. And if you can just get him to go,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. You get into the Sammy Davis Jr. impersonations and it's over. I'm losing it in there.
you know, man.
Yeah, babe.
When I was
Right.
tapping as a young cat.
Don't go there.
Oh God.
Do you think that young musicians coming up are missing out on what the previous generation then has learned? Are things not being passed on as
Absolutely.
they should?
I feel that way. I can't
do
speak.
too.
I,
I do.
absolutely.
No, I agree.
You don't have the incentive to play anymore. You don't. I mean, the industry's changed so much, and making records has changed. And it's not that one's right and one's wrong. It's just they're just different. I mean, one's like building a building, and it's a foundation, and you build it, and you overdub, and you layer it, and you mix it, and that's that. This is different, especially for this kind of music.
Especially for this.
This jazz is an instantaneous, spontaneous art form. It's now. It's this moment right now. That's the beauty of it. So capturing it this way is great. It's very exciting, but.
It's an American art form too, isn't
It's absolutely an American art form. Although you'd never know it being an
You'd
American,
never know.
would you?
it? If I may digress for a moment, looking back 10 years ago, though, I thought the scene was a lot darker, not in the jazz realm, but in pop music in general for a lot of younger kids, because they would see, like drummers, for example, would see drum machines on everything, and they would see bands getting together, and everything was even more isolated in a lot of ways back then, and then all of a sudden, when bands like Nirvana hit, and all of a sudden 3 guys playing in a garage was cool. At least now, younger players have the
Incentive
ability
to play,
turn. Yeah,
right.
they can see MTV, they can see K-Rock, they can see different band channels and listen to band channels where people are playing together, and it just sounds like people playing in a room, which is the jazz element that we've got here. We're just people playing together, listening to each other, and so. That's one.
But that's really interesting. On the flip side of that, what's also happened is on the R&B side, it's completely opposite. Now you've got a whole bunch of people wearing clothes that are way too big for them, and it's all about the dance steps, and there's no bands anymore. They're singing and rapping to tapes.
Right.
Yeah.
So these guys go out on the road as a tour in R&B. They don't have bands.
No.
They got a DAT machine or a tape, and they go out and they do their thing, and it's all about the choreographed dance steps with canned vocals, or whatever. So in that style of music, it's completely opposite, where at least in rock, people are starting to play again, which is great. At least they're actually playing instruments again.
Yes, you're right, and that's one of the that is one of the pluses of alternative music, or whatever you call it,
Right.
guitar-driven, rock and roll per se.
At least it forces you to physically play an instrument and not, you have to have a relationship with your instrument, and at least in that music, they have a relationship with their instrument, because you can't play that music without physically playing drums or a guitar or a bass or singing,
The one element of popular music that's kind of contained this as a component is country music. You still have
That's
people
true,
there
yeah.
Right.
that are actually playing.
Yeah.
And it's retained a certain emotional character.
Absolutely.
Because of that.
It's become the pop
Yeah.
music.
It's interesting. I remember working in Nashville a couple of years ago. I had never been to Nashville, and I was doing a string date. And of course, these string players were all from Eastman and Juilliard. I thought they were all, from different parts of Alabama and Tennessee, but they were all virtuoso musicians. I mean, some of the best players I'd ever heard. But the most interesting thing, it was a 3-hour date, and it got out at 1. Well, at 1 o'clock, there was a guy with a set of drums setting up for a rhythm date. And it was just like, it reminded me of Los Angeles 15 years ago, when you do a morning date and there was an afternoon session, then the guy'd be setting up drums for another date, and several studios were doing this. And Nashville is very much like LA was many years ago, and as a result, a lot of studio musicians that we know have moved to Nashville and now are working more there than here, because especially I think in the last 5 to 10 years, it may be getting better now, but it seemed like everything just went to drum machines for a while, and there wasn't anything going.
Drum machines and
synth bass and synthesizer strings and that's that kind of thing.
Yeah, and Nashville has put a premium on good musicians. They really seem to embrace them, and
Yes.
the musicians have to go out. The performers have to go out and perform live. They don't stand up there with DAT tapes.
No.
And
Right,
lip sync.
and in that music, I mean, some people may think that it's simple music, but you know what? I got to tell you, it's still performed by human beings, and some of the greatest guitar players I've ever heard are country guitar players
Oh,
because
yeah.
of how they play
The
and
country
picking and
pickers,
stuff like that. It's like,
amazing.
oh my God! I mean, it's still again a relationship with your instrument. You have to be able to play, and that is some of the beauty of that music is that it's honest. And again, you have to play it. When you hear a solo, the guy played the solo.
And it's a good thing Buddy Rich isn't around.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it cracks me up because country music, now they call it new country. And to me, new country is nothing more than the Eagles in the late 70s. It's like, there's nothing new. It's just, this is country rock. Like
It's country
it's
rock.
California
That's what I remember
country.
as country rock.
It's just
exactly.
California country
like
rock.
Vince Gill
Well,
and-
when pop music,
Yeah.
he's great. When,
Yeah.
when pop music kind of went away, and country became America's pop music because
Yeah.
it was love songs and just good melodies, and it wasn't about some of the other lyrics that necessarily aren't so politically correct. It was still, it became the pop music.
And when the number one producer is Mutt Lange, who produced AC/DC Back in
Def
Black, you
Leppard,
think,
yeah.
well, how does that relate? But it's good music and good songs.
Good music. That's
Yeah.
just-
Popular.
Yeah, but they didn't accept him in Nashville or Shania, which was great to see their success. Actually,
Yeah.
they went again. It was great.
Full bar, no D7.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, either way, you could imply the D if you want, I guess.
Okay. Hey, Clark. Can I have a touch more reverb on the bass for this, please? Thank you, sir.
So I'm going to play an E flat, the intro, then I'll go up to C, go up to F on the. I'll show you. So it's like that.
Cool. Letter B, what, sixth bar? Let me just get some of those, make sure I get those hits happening with you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play this down here. It might speak better. Let me try something a little different. Let's see.
Okay, oh, I'm sorry. Is that that's a bass clef thing? What's it? Cool.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
I'm sorry. Write a letter A again, I'm sorry.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Give some advice to not just a young person, but an up-and-coming musician. Sometimes they're different ages. You could be 10, you could be 30, but you're looking to progress, you're looking to find your dream. What can you say to just the up-and-coming musician performer as a bit of advice?
Well, I think, again, the hard part about growing up nowadays is that it seems that there are less venues and opportunities to go out and play live. I remember when I was growing up, there was a whole circuit of Holiday Inns, and every lounge you walked into had a 4 to 5 piece band playing. Right. So my advice, of course, is to get out and play as much as possible, listen to records, find records, CDs, download MP3, whatever, but to get out and do as much playing as possible, meet players, try to find other players, especially for the younger players within the school system. The main thing, it's really important. I mean, you can study all you want, but it's really important to get out and play with other people and get as much experience as possible. Also, as much experience in all areas of music, and orchestration and arranging and composition, as well as, you know, the instrument itself.
That knowledge is great, but it's how you apply it.
Yeah.
And you can have a doctorate in music. If you can't play, you can't play. Yeah. You know, it's like and that's the thing, playing with other human beings, playing with people, it's learning the language, it's having those relationships, it's playing and coming up with a groove that's just so happening. It's like we're just there, we're all playing together, it feels great. I mean, it's because we are communicating together. The only way you learn how to do that is to play with other people. Starting at whatever age you are, it's playing with other people. The only piece of advice that I could say is that, you know, there's a little tacky old saying, but it's a really true statement that, you know, a chain is as strong as its weakest link.
That's tacky, man.
Yeah, I know. But if you think that you don't want yourself to be the weak link, like, you know, that when the red light goes on or it's time to perform, that you have put the time in and you've earned your spot, that you know that to play well enough to have a conviction on your instrument that you know you're doing the right thing or the best you can. And the only way that you can come from that kind of strength is by putting in the time. And there are no shortcuts. So don't look for shortcuts. Just learn your craft and get through it, and then enjoy it and start playing the music on your instrument, not just the instrument. And that's from dedication.
Yeah, a lot of people, even in other countries, they don't realize that, jazz is an American art form, and the whole art of improvising. I can remember going to other countries 10 years ago, and going to jazz camps where you do improvisational things and you teach kids to improvise, and they're reading the stuff amazing, and they're playing classical music great, and they're very well trained. But then you say, okay, you got it, take a solo. Solo? What do you mean solo?
Solo, what's that?
And being able to improvise in a group setting too, you can be the best player in your practice room. But especially from a drummer standpoint, when you play with other musicians, everyone has their own heartbeat, their own soul, and you can't even get 3 metronomes to click together at 120 for more than 10 seconds, or they'll be all askew. And to be able to really feel the groove and work within other people's give and take. We all have heartbeats of our own, and we all are running at a different pace that day. And so you really need to listen like crazy, like David said, and like Brian said, you need to play constantly with other players so that you can interact and learn how to interact with dynamics and interact with, with the groove, and interact with just the excitement and the passion, and to know when to leave space. Right. If someone, we did a ballad earlier that was, David had mentioned like a Bill Evansy thing, Scott LaFaro, Bill Evans relationship. Well, if the drummer's completely floating and everyone's floating, then there's nothing grounding it. So I have to be sensitive to when they're going to float. I have to be gentle with it, but be able to lock down the time so they can float. And then there'll be other times it's all give and take. You just massage the groove, and you learn to play together. And kids especially that practice all day long, and they think, well, now I'm going to be a jazz player, but they haven't played with other musicians. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Right.
That's
Definitely.
Marty Moreau would probably
Maybe a flat ride.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
I think a little more like less demurral.
The less demurral, the better.
The better, less tomorrow confusion.
Instead of Bill, I was thinking of more Linda Evans.
No, then we'd have to get Yanni to come and sit in with us. The youngster.
The youngster, Yanni.
Yanni. Yeah.
David, are you going to take an intro thing?
Yeah, an intro.
Free.
Another one of those intros.
And then you're going to just kind of start it off? At the time?
Yeah. Okay.
Waltz for Debbie, take one.
I mean, for the blowing.
Well, actually, for the whole tune. For
So-
every time you play it.
So letter B would be A minor 7, D minor 7, G minor 7, C7.
Yeah. Yeah, letter B, the beginning of letter B would be as written, A minor 7, then D minor 7. The second bar would be G minor 7. Then, instead of E over G sharp, you have C7.
Right.
Then you have A7 instead of A over C sharp.
Okay.
Follow-
Oh, so you want so A7, get rid of the C sharp.
Right.
What
Then
about the C
instead of
minus?
C minor 6, you got a D7.
D7.
Yeah. Then a G7 instead of G over B. Then a C7 instead of C over B flat.
C7.
Yeah, instead of C over B flat.
So letter B, A minor, D minor, G, C7, A7, D7, G7, C7.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other changements?
No, otherwise that's it. Sounds great.
More straight ahead, you guys think? And let you guys.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. That makes sense.
Cool.
Oh man, that was cool. That was like you were taking it out. I was going, man, check out Benoit taking it out there.
Waltz for Debbie, take 2.